Hey, She family, and welcome. This is the finale, finale,
We
finale
needed like a song. We should have said, came in.
of season 5. You guys, we did it. We made it.
We made
Cousin
it through
Mo, what's up?
COVID-19 and all. We made it through the storm.
Girl, let me just tell you, we had to shift
Really,
and
like,
move and
yeah.
maneuver. Remember?
And this has been really cool though, because it's like you get to still interact with people, but just not physically, but you're
Yeah.
still interacting. So either
I,
way, it worked,
that
right?
Season 5 was something else, but I really enjoyed it. I love the Melanin Matters circles. I love, the guests. Today we are going to have a dynamic mother-daughter
Duo.
duo. Oh my gosh, just magical people. So I can't
Mm-hmm.
wait for the world to hear about them and their story. But they'll be on second half, so we'll get
Cool
that going.
beans.
All right. Tea time.
T-shirt.
All right, it says, my daughter bought this for me. It says, I'm
I
not bossy. I have
have leadership skills.
skills. So
I like
apparently
that.
she thinks I'm bossy. I don't know.
Who got you that?
My daughter.
I like that shirt. I need one of them. I need my shirt to say exactly that.
Leadership skills. Oh, and I have my necklace
You got your necklace
on.
on.
Yes.
Ooh, go
From our Melanin
girl.
Matters circle. So, what inspired me to wear this shirt? Just because my daughter, my baby, bought it. My firstborn bought it
Your
for me.
baby.
Yeah. At Ross. Girl went to Ross. Okay.
When? Because right now that line
I
was
know.
ridiculous.
I went.
So
I was having
you stood in
withdrawals.
there?
Huh?
I couldn't. I can't. I don't got no patience. So anything else, I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm like, I'm not doing
Right.
that.
It was
Nah.
something, but you got a moment? What you got going on?
So
Most
that was
moment.
my moment. Kind of had like what you were just talking about. I
Okay.
was just gonna like kind of play back the season, like how dope it has been to deal. Like just seeing everybody's points of views and talking to women that look like me that are doing great things. So I think that was like what am I? Like that's dope. I think like our Melanin Matters, those conversations were needed, like stuff like that. So that was
Hmm.
cool. Even though we had a little disruption, we never ended. Like we just kept going. Like let's just figure it out.
Yeah.
Zoom, the
I'm
Zoom,
glad
Zoom
Zoom came
meetings have been
through.
our best friend.
Yes.
I
And I'm
think
glad
we,
we're doing them because it's needed,
yeah,
you
it
know?
is. I feel like like you don't really see a lot of shows where it's dedicated to us. So
Hmm.
that's dope.
Good. I
That
love
was
it.
my moment.
Love it, love it. All right. So, hot topics. What we talking about today? We
Girl,
got national. We got a lot going on in the world. National,
it
local.
might be overwhelming. It might be a smidget too much. Cause do you think people getting crazy because they've been stuck in the house and so like when you start moving to the outside world, he's like losing it? I don't know. You tell me.
I think so. It's a lot going on. So here locally, June 4th. June 4th is the date
June
that
4th.
Las Vegas is supposed to open up the casinos. How you feel about that?
I mean, I get it. I get that we do have to open up. We are like this. It has to happen. But the thing is, I know people are saying like, "Oh, it's going to open up," but it's not going to be at 100%, no
Hmm.
matter what, because they have so many rules. Like
Hmm.
all of these rules, you gonna go in and it's gonna be different for you. Like
Hmm.
you're gonna try to gamble, it's gonna look different. You're gonna try to do whatever, it's going to look different.
Hmm.
So I don't know if people's expectations are maybe they might have their expectations higher than what they get. I'm thinking their expectations are like, oh, it's never going to be normal, at least not for a while.
Mhm, mhm,
Because
mhm.
even me going back to work, like they saying like all these rules, I'm like, what? Like, don't
Really?
send me back if y'all gonna have 1,000 rules. I'm doing the same work I could do at home it does not matter. I
So
can do
just
my
let me
job.
stay home
Yeah,
then.
let me stay home. We have to fill out a little survey. I ain't gonna be able to come back. Like I'm trying, I'm trying to stay until they figure this out because there's so many people in and out of the build. Like I just think, even with the casinos, like how can you? Are they gonna have a limit on how many people can be in there? Because how can
Mhm.
you really manage these things when it's so many people and people come here to visit and they come to gamble and they come to shop? It's so much movement that is it going to hinder us and put us back further
Mhm.
at, like, like this happens again, it's going to be way worse?
Right.
Or is it like, okay, we might have this under like a little control, can
Mhm.
kind of control it? I don't know. I don't
I don't know.
I don't
I
know.
see both sides. I do see
I
that
do
yes,
too.
we need to open up, because our economy it fucking sucks right now.
Yeah.
28.2% unemployment. That's all those people
Unemployment.
that work in the casinos. That's what that is.
But some of them will probably won't have their jobs even when they do open again because it's not going to be at 100%. So they're not going to call everybody back.
Mhm.
And that's
Mhm.
the crazy part. Will they ever get their jobs back? Because
Mhm.
they don't have a cure. So you got these people traveling, coming in. Like, how do the guest room attendants clean now? Like, is
Mhm.
this going to be like, do I need to wait for y'all to? It's just a lot.
Right. Yeah, you're right. You got to think about everything. One good thing, I mean, our governor said, he said that his decisions are based on science, and he feels
I love
comfortable
that.
that the science is indicating that it's safe for us to open up. Now, I don't know what science, I ain't seen the science, whatever, but the fact that he's talking about science,
Science instead of like, I just believe, like, I
right?
think we should open up, so let's open up. He's not like, okay.
Like
Okay, guys.
no plan, no nothing.
Nothing. Just let's just do it. Like,
I like
okay.
that. So, but I'll
So
just tell you this: I'm staying away from the casinos for
I
now.
concur. Me too. I'm not gonna be doing
I
I'm
won't be
still
in
doing the
there.
same thing I was doing.
Yeah.
This has been very helpful for me because I move a lot as
Hmm.
usual. I always am gone, gone, gone. So this has been really, really good for me because can't nobody say, "Hey, let's go," and I
Yeah.
can't. So
Because you have a
that,
hard time saying no.
yeah, and
Hmm.
even like I'm doing this weekend, I'm gonna be gone all weekend, like for no reason. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I need to have a husband and a kid or something. I don't know. What is gonna slow me down? I
It
don't
will
know.
slow you down. I'll tell you that
I just
because
need
you're
stuff.
focused on
I
them.
don't want. Yeah. So see how this
Yeah.
goes.
Well, I know that on May 9th, let's see, we had the restaurants,
Mm-hmm.
salons,
Salons.
retail stores open up with the social distancing guidelines. I don't know if our numbers have gone up or not since the 9th. We'll see what June 4th brings. But another thing our not attorney, our governor said was that he doesn't think that Nevada is going to fully recover until we get a COVID vaccine.
I could agree with that.
What are your thoughts on
Like,
that?
yeah, because we are so many people. That's how we make money. That's how people live. So if even like with the traveling right now, I don't think people are as like, oh, I'm going here. A lot of people are still saying like, well, we just said, I'm gonna chill for a minute. We need to. You don't really know. So like, if you go out more, like you want to take a chance on getting it.
Hmm.
So you're like, I'm gonna stay at home. I'm just gonna wait it out. I'll see. So it's gonna take a minute. Like even it might be a little worse. Like because they keep saying in the fall it's gonna get worse. But if it happens in the fall, are they gonna close again? Happen
I,
again?
my thing is this, as far as that whole thing, I just really, the flu has been a thing, right? The
Mm-hmm.
flu shot has been a thing. Flu shot,
Mm-hmm.
flu shot, flu shot, flu shot, flu shot. So how I just want to know how that's all gonna come
Like
together.
I get what
You need a
you know what you're
COVID
saying.
shot and a flu shot.
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
I
I
don't
don't
even get the
know,
flu
just
shots,
me
so
either. So I don't. I'm
I've
so
never gotten it. I've had the flu one time in life, and I was like, okay, like,
it was bad, but okay, I'm back.
yeah, I can manage. So
Mhm.
I don't know what this is, so I own it. But I mean, it's just the unknown. Like we
Yeah.
don't. I just been like, it's either I'm gonna live in the unknown and be all like, you know what, it is what it is.
Mhm.
We can't continue to say like now, as far as saying like we're not gonna do too much in the beginning, I'm not because I don't y'all, I'm gonna let some other people go. I'm gonna
Mhm.
test it out. I'm gonna see what happens. But other like after a while, I guess we'll just I don't I don't ever think it will get back like the
Like
same.
it was. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it will always be like just different. Even
I
with
don't know.
hug interactions. Now I'm dead. Cause see, they only want my hugs. No,
Oh,
I'm just
who the
joking.
kids?
I still, my family, it ain't gonna never change for us.
Yeah.
We like whatever. Like
Yeah.
as long as we're in the presence of each other, we're okay.
Right. Right. Um, well, hey, we'll see what happens with that. Our last local topic, we did have the Broadacres outdoor swap meet opened up just yesterday,
So I
Friday.
was gonna ask about how's that social distancing?
So that opened up, and then guess what? Two people got shot. What we gonna do with that?
How how is that social distancing with the in
What out? What, because it's outdoors?
oh
Well, it's outdoor. I mean, I'm not.
okay.
I don't know. I think that was a
That's still a lot
better
of
one
people
to
though.
open. It is. But I don't know. My thing
I
is, I think people have been locked up for so long and so just cooped in the house, that they may not know how to act when they go out. You know what I'm saying? We got two people then got shot. They arrested the suspect. He was a 22-year-old guy. He shot two people, a 22-year-old female, 29-year-old male. I don't know what happened. They got into some sort of altercation.
You
What,
think it's because they had a cabin fever, got
that's
out
what
and
I'm
got crazy?
wondering. Like, I
I
hope this
told
isn't
what
gonna
did I
be.
just say? I just said, do you think people gonna be a little crazier? Some people can't take being in the house, or some people can't take like it didn't bother me. It bothers some people. Like some
Yeah.
people really started like so I'm like, it's you'll be all right. Like read. I started reading again. Like I
Hmm.
don't usually because everything is so fast. Like we just live in this world of gimme, 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 gimme,
Yeah.
gimme.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want it. So I was like, let me start like training my brain again to like do what I used to do, not
Mm.
the new stuff. So maybe they going crazy.
Listen, I just hope with everything opening up that Las Vegas residents isn't gonna be crazy.
Yeah,
I
I just
can't.
need y'all to go out so y'all can get back to normal, like some kind of norm. Don't
Right.
be out. It ain't worth the killing nobody. It ain't that serious.
Because you
Nothing
don't
else.
want to be in jail
You
with the
what?
you don't want to be in jail and the
Oh
whole COVID thing
no,
because they're not letting motherfuckers out. I'm just saying
at all. So
you're gonna be
chill.
stuck in there.
You're gonna be stuck, and then you might in there. So sit down, chill.
Set down. So, all right. Nationally, what in the hell's going
Nationally,
on in the world?
the world is just. I have to stop. I have to stop watching the news while we were stuck in the house
You know,
because
you'll
I
go
just
crazy watching that
yeah
every day.
I couldn't do that all the time. That was a bit much.
Well, it's Memorial Day weekend. Yay. That's a good
Yay!
thing.
I'm
Um,
excited. I got like three things going on this weekend.
good. Good.
All at some house, not even big parties, just somewhere.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think people, either throw some stuff on the grill or go visit their loved ones that, have passed on at the
Hmm.
cemetery, memorials, things like that.
Memorials, yeah.
And did you know, like, it is it's not, I guess, politically correct to tell a veteran, like, let's say you see somebody in Smith's
Like Memorial
and
Day.
they have their outfit on, not outfit,
Uh-huh.
their uniform, sorry, on. It's not appropriate to say thank you for your service on Memorial Day
Oh,
because Memorial Day is for the
is
ones that we've lost.
remembering people that have passed.
Veterans Day is the ones that are still here.
Okay.
So don't tell them thank you for your service.
There's so many rules to life. Who be making up these? Who got time for this? Who be making up these rules? People just. I'm pretty sure ain't nobody gonna be that mad.
No,
I mean,
they
I
don't, they're
get
not
it.
mad.
I don't think they would be mad.
They don't get mad, but it's just not politically correct.
Okay. It's
So
always why we just can't say what we want to say.
we can, but you just
Somebody always gonna get offended. I mean,
America,
hey,
America.
this is America.
All right. So everybody be safe out there, do your social
Please
distancing.
enjoy, but be safe. No drinking and driving. That's stupid. That's
Yes.
so stupid. Just
Yeah,
have a good time. Just don't take it too far. It's probably a lot of people in the parks, huh?
probably so. I'm going to be in my backyard. Yeah.
That's what we doing tomorrow. Backyard boogie.
Mhm. So, small gathering,
Intimate, nothing big. I
intimate,
get it.
little shindig. So, I'm taking the rest of today to clean
That's
so
what
that I
you're
don't
doing
have to do
today.
that. Yeah, so I don't have to do that tomorrow.
That's
So,
cool.
um, what else we got? Did you vote
See,
yet?
Aubrey.
Oh, we're gonna talk about that. All right.
Because I seen that man on Anderson Cooper. The dude, was it the one of
So
them? I think it was the one. Was it the
William,
one who recorded or the one who turned it in? Same person.
yes. So
Okay,
the
him on
William
Anderson Cooper.
Roddy Bryan Jr. is the one that did the recording. He's not the one that turned it in. The one that turned it in, I want to say, was the McMichael's old attorney or something like that. He turned it in. I don't even know how they figured turning that in would help them.
That's what I was confused when the man was like, "I thought this would help." Help who?
Help
Help who?
convict all these motherfuckers.
Yeah, because it's not. You couldn't. You didn't think this was like like you can go do this. Like what they did was justified. No, sorry, not at all.
I just need all of these men to get the life sentence because under Georgia law, a person can be charged with a felony murder for
Hmm.
committing any felony that causes the death of
Yes.
someone else. It does not require the intent to kill, so it carries an
Okay.
automatic life sentence. So I need all these
They
motherfuckers
need
to
to
get a
get
life
that then.
sentence. And just
Because to me, the person that was recording it, that's like you going somewhere and you watching something happen, a crime being committed, and you have the tape, but you never turned it in, or you
yeah,
just sitting
you're
on
an
it. You sitting
accessory.
on, yeah, you're an accessory. You sitting on evidence. You have that's a lot of charge. Like so, when they didn't arrest him at first, or nothing ever happened, I was like, that don't sound right. Like where they do that at? Like you can't just walk around. First of all, to me as a human being, anytime you was recording something and you seen something like that happen, the first thing you should have did was call the police.
Hmm.
So
Well,
that made me question.
they did though.
He did.
They did a police report and everything. His name was in the police report.
So why? I'm just really confused as to why like why wasn't he in trouble too? Like I'm confused. Like I don't know.
Well, I think because they were white men
Correct.
in
Got that
Georgia,
part.
in the
Hmm.
South, and this was a black man that was dead.
And nobody
That's
like
why.
that's just so crazy.
Yeah.
But as a person, like you wouldn't be like, oh, I'm gonna sit on this tape and then I'm not gonna say nothing. Because even if the police took it from you, I would have started speaking out like, hey, I seen this happen to this dude and nobody's doing anything about it. Like
Mm-mm.
they just
They knew him.
yeah, that's
They
what
knew the
they
people,
knew
so they
him.
felt real safe
Mm-hmm.
that nothing was going to happen to
Nothing
them.
was gonna happen. Yep.
So I don't know. I'm just really pissed off at the whole thing. But I will say that Attorney Lee Merritt, Benjamin Crump, they're doing an awesome job. And Sean King, man, let me just tell you, uh, I really admire him. I really, really do. They are doing some admirable work. They make it so easy for you to get behind an unjust issue
Mhm.
and fight for it, because
Yeah.
sometimes you don't know what to do. You know what I
You
mean? You
don't.
don't know who to call. You don't know what to say, but they make it really easy. Um,
It should never be hard to fight for what's right, but
mhm,
that's crazy that that's a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like
mhm.
that shouldn't even be a thing. Like if we all supposedly living in this world where we're trying to make it better, why should you have to why do you have to prove your innocence? You already like people are already like that man, that boy, the young
You froze up, cousin. You
wanted to do
froze.
something
Oh,
out.
there you go.
Oh, I was froze. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
for a second.
They just was out bothering this person. He's running. I don't care if he did go in that
A lot of
whatever
people
that
went in that house. They
exactly.
showed
I seen
video
the
of a
tape where
lot of
other
different
people.
people.
So I was like, but what is that? Like, it just sucks that we live in this world where it's like you have to you can't really live.
Mhm.
You should never be afraid to run in your neighborhood. That sounds stupid,
Right. Right.
but
But it
that's
happens.
yeah, that's what
Um,
we living with.
I don't know. I get really upset about it because situations like this, because I have a young
My
son,
son.
right? And
Mm-hmm.
it is just really hard to raise right now a black son in America. And I'm not saying just right now. Hell, it's been hard.
Oh,
Emmett
yep.
Till. You know what I'm
Because they
saying?
don't have a. It's like they can do all the right in the world, like no, never committed nothing. You could be doing nothing
And
and
because
still,
you are black and you woke
yep,
up today, somebody
yep,
wants to kill you. The
yep.
fuck? You know?
That's crazy. Yep, that's.
So I don't know. I don't want to talk
Mm-mm.
about I don't want to talk about it no more because I
Yeah,
get
let's talk
pissed
about
off.
something else.
Well, hell, this one ain't too much better. Our last topic, our last national topic.
Excuse me.
Have you voted yet? Have you done your absentee vote yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
I
Make
got
sure
my
you
packet and stuff.
make sure you do it. Make sure you either drop it off or mail it in. I think I'm gonna
Did
drop mine off.
I'm mad because
Um,
did wait sidebar? Did you see what old boy said he wasn't gonna give Nevada no money?
that's what he said. He is going to withhold federal funds
I said he
because we're
can't do that.
illegally voting.
You don't have that. You can't do that. Like who the I know the I was like now see I ain't in politics but I know the laws and I know you can't withhold federal funding to a state because you're not happy with some that's such you don't make those decisions, sir. That's
which
why we have
further
branches of government
which
and
further
things.
lets us know that he was going to withhold the that's why he got
Yep,
impeached.
yep.
Just saying. That's his MO. That's what
I
he
just
does.
can't believe no, I'm not gonna say I can't believe. How can I like the stuff that why would you ever try to hold funding because you don't agree with something? So you would rather hurt a whole bunch of people because you mad at like a minister like the number of one you could be mad at one person but you'll hold out on you'll make
Yes.
everybody else suffer. That
Yeah.
goes to show you what kind of person you are.
That is somebody who should not be in charge of an
Exactly.
entire country.
Of an entire country.
But here's the thing. So Nevada and Michigan are
Hmm.
two battleground states, right? Democratic battleground states. We're not mostly Republican, we're mostly
Mostly
Democrat.
Democrat.
So
Hmm.
these are the two states that he chooses to say, "Oh, I'm going to withhold fundings. It's promoting fraud." Da 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 da. But there are 16 other states that are doing the
Republican.
same
They're
thing.
Republican.
They're Republican,
Hmm.
but you're not going to withhold their funds.
Mm-mm. No,
How can people not see that this is a this is not right? This is not
I don't
normal.
think
It's
it's
not
that they're
right.
not seeing it. I just think people are. I don't know. Like, even I don't know. Do you think they not? They gotta see this.
It's
Excuse my
almost like the emperor. Did you know that story with the emperor with the he was butt ass naked, and he was going through the city through the parade, and they were like, "Oh my God, his clothes are so nice," and everybody's like, "What? Oh, okay." So they're just going with it because it sounds good that, oh yeah, his clothes are nice. He has really nice clothes and he looks really nice and da 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 da. But then it took a little kid to go and say, he's naked. He doesn't have
yeah,
any clothes on.
yeah,
So it's
yeah.
like it's almost like that. Like they're just going with it, like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Our
But
president, this and
I'm
this,
like,
da, da, da. He fucking sucks. He's a race. What the fuck? Who
are we not seeing the same thing that you guys are? Maybe, but a lot of people agree with him because you know why?
Well, this country was founded upon some bullshit,
Yep,
and they still
absolutely.
with the bullshit.
They still with it. Some things just will never.
I
I
don't
guess
know.
they will never subside. They won't go away.
Well, the Nevada Secretary of State, Barbara Kegarski, she's a Republican, and she's like, we're not doing anything illegal, and
At
we have
all.
many safeguards that prevent people from committing fraud. Um,
Voter fraud.
our voter for yeah our governor said, he tweeted, he said, for the president to threaten federal funding in the midst of a pandemic over a state exercising its authority to run an election in a safe and legal manner is
I'm so
inappropriate and
confused.
outrageous.
It
I'm glad he spoke up.
he said the correct words. Inappropriate and outrageous. Totally this is inappropriate. Like that's like telling your kid, "Oh, I'm gonna." It's he act like it's very childlike,
Hmm.
like to think, "Oh, well, I don't like what they're doing, so I'm gonna say you can't get any federal funds." It's people out here with no jobs. It's like, why would you ever put other people because you don't agree with this
Hmm.
person, you gonna hurt? It's so many people you're affecting.
Right.
That's
Right.
crazy. That's just
Including people that support you.
support you. But
You
then
know
you
what I
think
mean?
to yourself, y'all support him, but do y'all support like so if you don't support this, why are you supporting him?
Hmm. Hmm.
Because this is how he is. This is him.
I don't know. And do you know that he voted
They're just
absentee? Do you know that in March he sent in his absentee vote in Florida because and then he goes, it's because I'm allowed to. That was his reason. It's because I'm allowed to. So I'm just like, okay, so you're allowed to, but we're not allowed to. It's crazy.
it's so yeah, because he feels like he can do whatever. I can do anything better than you can. Anything I can. It's like a kid.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know who
Well,
raising the kid, but he shows as a
girl,
kid.
Poe Baron. Okay. After he said that he was going to withhold funds, then he later corrected the error and suggested that he would not need to withhold federal money. But he did not.
Somebody
Re-
said something to him. People probably was like, "What?
Somebody was like, that's
You can't
against the
do that.
law."
Yeah, you can't do that, stupid." Like
Right.
that's what happened.
Yeah.
Somebody's like, "Yeah, you know you can't do that, right?" Oh,
Right.
and it was like
Oh,
an afterthought.
but
Like I
here's
feel
the
like he
thing.
just say stuff on a whim. Like, don't sit down. Don't take your time. Sit down. And I'm gonna say that I could see why because he's a Gemini. Sometimes we be a little bit crazy.
Yeah,
Sometimes
please make some sense of this shit.
sometimes we be a little bit crazy and we just go off the tongue, like say whatever. But you are a president. You run a country. You cannot do that. You can't. He has to get over. He needs to get out his own way. But
I
until
don't know.
then,
I think he's afraid of November. I think he's afraid of the vote. I think he's afraid that he might not get a second term, and he's just really trying to do whatever he can do to deter that from
everybody.
happening. Yeah.
But sidebar, I got one more thing to say and then I'm gonna leave it alone. What you think
But
about that? What Joe Biden said?
oh, damn it, Joe! Damn it, Joe! Why
I
would he say that? Why
I
would he
don't
say
know.
that?
I don't know.
He
I don't
retracted too.
see because people talk out of turn. Sometimes you just gotta. to me, I wouldn't if me personally, I wouldn't do politics because my mouth real and the stuff
Slick
I
like.
say, and yeah, I ain't got time. I done been to cuss people out all at the podium. I've been got fired before I could get hired type stuff. That just if you're running, you doing these interviews, y'all need to you have to be mindful. But when people say stuff, it make you look at them different. Like you must have been thinking that. Like
Right. Let me see. What did he say? He
he
said
said, if you don't,
something
if
like,
you
well, yeah,
some
what did he say?
what did he say?
Okay.
If you vote for Trump, if you don't vote for Biden, you vote for Trump, you
No,
not
he
black.
said if
Or
you're
what
having
did
a
he
hard
say?
time, I think I'm looking for exactly the quote that he said, but he said
Yeah,
something like, if you're having a hard time deciding whether you're
between
voting for
for
Trump or whether
Biden
you're
or
voting for me,
Trump.
you ain't black.
Yeah,
What the fuck does that have to do with
I was
anything? I'm
like,
black
oh,
on
when
whoever
he
the
said it,
fuck
I
I
was
vote
like,
for, I'm black.
oh no. Why did you? I was like, oh shit, here
Here,
we go.
here's the thing. Whoever I vote for, I'm black. Period.
Yeah,
Have I ever voted for some Republicans? Yep, sure have.
first of all, you can't tell nobody they just because. Who are you? You ain't did nothing for me.
Right. I
I'm
don't know.
waiting.
It's really sad that this is what it's come down to, and these are
Hmm.
basically the two choices that we have. Um, you
The
know,
lesser of two
to,
evils.
but here's the thing. I voted in the last election. I didn't really want to, honestly. I did. I
The
wasn't.
lesser of two evils. That's what I always tell people. It's like you don't either. We didn't have a. You was either gonna vote for it, and look what happened. A lot of people did not vote because they didn't agree with who was. I was like, but you have to pick the lesser of two evils.
You have
I'd
to.
rather take. Yeah, I'd rather take the less evil than the. We got the evil,
The,
and that's
the
because people didn't. They were like,
people
oh,
stayed home. People were like, "Oh, well,
yeah,
if this is the
it
choices,
ain't
I'm
gonna
just not going to
matter.
participate." No, you need to still
You have
participate.
to. There's you. That's not how it works. Like, okay, like
So,
I hate that though.
yeah. Make sure y'all get out there. Make sure y'all fill out your absentee ballots. I got mine. I'm not done yet, but I will be. I'm gonna get that done.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
I'm here.
Um and I'm turning mine in. I'm not mailing it in. I don't trust the postal system right now. They pissed me off the other day anyway. I just went in to go check my damn PO box, and you want me to stand in this motherfucking line for the people that's trying to send shit
And
off?
you can't
No,
go off in the post office because you was go to that is federal. That's federally. You can't be messing
girl.
up in the post. They do not play that.
But does that fucking make sense? That I gotta stand in line. No fucking body is over here checking a PO box. This line is for the people that want to send packages. Let me go check this fucking PO box and get out of
Why
here.
though?
But
They didn't
anyway,
say.
they changed
Okay,
it because I think I had acted ignorant. So the next
that's
time I had
good.
went up
Sometimes you
there,
gotta act ignorant
I
for
did.
things. Yeah,
I
that's
did.
good.
I
That
did.
was a good job.
So
You helped somebody else out.
I did. And I helped
Hmm.
myself out the next time I went. She was like, "Oh yeah, go. Nobody's over there." Okay, that makes fucking sense. Common sense.
You know what?
I
Breathe it in. There you go. Woosah that
ain't
out.
even gonna tell you about my Karen incident. I ran into a Karen. I'm not even gonna show my ass like this on
Don't
this Black Girl
don't do
Magic
it.
show. I'm not
Don't do
giving
it.
not and
Don't give it
Karen
that.
any
Nuh-uh.
time.
Don't give it no satisfaction. Just let it go.
I have to talk to
Sometimes
you
we just gotta
offline
let
though.
stuff. You be like, you know what? I ain't even gonna worry about it.
No, I
So
worried about it. I'll just tell you about it later. It ain't finna get a piece of on my show.
okay,
Shit. But
okay.
listen, cousin, we have to prepare for our guests. I'm excited. Our mother daughter duo.
Yes.
Before we get into that, like, do you have anything else you want to say about season 5?
Season 5. I love those melanin circles, all those
Yes.
different personalities, different perspectives, because it helps you see things through other people. We sometimes are not as open. I look at myself as a very open person, but I like to hear what other people have to say because it
Hmm.
sometimes I'll be like, oh, I never looked at it like that. So I
Yeah.
thought that was super dope. And then we had some good Black women guests to, show
Hmm.
so people can understand it's ways you can make it, and then
Yeah.
it's not always just like, gotta love these black women.
Yes. Well, the she in Pieces of She stands for shared human experience. So I'm just really happy that we got a chance to share our different experiences and just kind of
Hmm.
bounce things off each other. So that was very much a highlight of season 5. So we'll see what season 6 has to bring. I don't know. I'm a little excited. But first, we're going to get a break. I ain't even about to think about it right now. Shit. I need a break. I need to rejuvenate. I need to get my mind back right. It's this corona got me
I don't.
bothered.
It got you bothered.
Yes. So we gotta just woosah before season 6.
I'm about to go play with the kids. We about to go have a water fight.
Good. Have fun. Have fun. I think that is great. I think that is necessary sometimes. Get your mind on something different.
I know.
So,
Enjoy the day. Look,
yeah,
they're nice too. So,
it is. So, we will be back with our guests.
yay!
Okay, and welcome back, you guys. As you can see, we have two very special guests with us today. What better way to sum up this whole Black Girl Magic season? We have a double dose of Black Girl Magic for you guys. We have a mother and daughter duo with us today, and they're doing some great things around the city and just in life and just being themselves. They're just magical. So we are so happy to have them here. They're going to give us an insight into their lives and what they have going on and how they, got to be so magical. So please welcome Deana Green and Lexa Green Esquire.
Right.
I had to put that Esquire in there.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
So welcome, ladies. I
Thank you.
really am glad that you're here.
We're happy to be Thank you for having us.
Yes.
Of course, of course. When I thought about our season finale and just wrapping it all up, and everything that we've done. I mean, we've had different women on the show and just showcasing Black women in our best and not so best even, but we are
Mhm.
human. And
Yeah.
so, that was the whole point of this season, just showing us in the magical way that we are. So, I've been knowing you guys for a very long time. As a matter of fact, Lexa and my daughter went to preschool, or no, kindergarten. Is it
Kindergarten.
That's
kindergarten
funny.
together. So I admire you both. You guys are just fascinating, and I can't wait for the world to see what I see in you
Thank
guys.
you.
Thank you.
Likewise,
So,
likewise.
all right. So Deana, tell us a little bit about you.
Okay. Well, I was born in San Diego and a family of 5. My parents, my mom was a stay-at-home mom. My dad supported the family, obviously. But one of the things that inspired me early on was that with the family, he had 3 children, working full time, and he went back to get his degree and
Wow.
supported his family in doing that. That was inspiration for me early on in life, just knowing that you can do whatever you put your mind to,
Hmm.
and that family first, but the importance really, first and foremost, is education. He knew
Yeah.
that in order to succeed and to move forward in his career, that he had to receive and get the higher degree. So he pursued that, again, working full time, and took care of his family while doing so.
Yeah,
Mm,
that's amazing. That is amazing. All of
so,
the ingredients that goes into making
Becoming who
making
you
us.
are.
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Um,
And then with my mom being a stay-at-home mom, she was always present. So we didn't get the opportunity to come home and run the streets. We all had structure. So, and I think that was the other thing that was instilled at an early age was structure. And
yeah,
and just knowing that there's certain things that rules you have to follow, um, just family time, knowing that you had to spend, we always ate dinner together.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was like, it was a family environment. And then but I think really most importantly was just the structure that it gave us was really important. And then my mom being there all the time, there was no nonsense going on.
I guess there's pros and cons to that, to the structure. Because I think the structure is great. I think it's needed, but I didn't really have. I had half and half. I didn't have structure the last part of my my childhood, and I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, I didn't have much
Is that what happens when you don't get struck?
You create your own structure.
Okay. I wouldn't know nothing about that either.
But I was good. I was good. Well, that is wonderful, Deana. Like, you really have always been such an inspiration to me, because I've known you, and you had the structure. You kind of continued on that legacy that your parents instilled in you, and I've always seen that in your family as well. So
Yeah.
I love that.
Thank you.
That's good.
All right, Lexa, a
Yes,
little
ma'am.
bit about you.
So you know a lot about me, but for those out there, I'm Lexa Green. I was born and raised in Las Vegas. I went away for college on a full ride soccer scholarship. I attended the University of Akron my first 2 years, and then transferred to the University of Houston, where I finished up.
Oh, H-Town.
Yes,
I
absolutely.
live there.
Go Cougs.
Love it.
Absolutely love Houston. Love everything about it. From there, I decided to pursue a law degree. So I went back to the University of Akron for my first year of law school. And from there, I then transferred again. They were so sick of me just moving
her back and forth.
Yes. So from there, I went back to Akron. And from there, I ended up going to Arizona State. So in Phoenix. And my last semester I actually did in DC, moved again.
Oh, cool.
Yes, sorry.
Once again.
Right. So the past year I spent in DC, and I just moved back home after being away for 8.5 years this past December. So
Okay.
here I
That
am.
is great.
So here I
Well,
am.
welcome back. We're
you.
so happy to have you back. I actually really love when we have people here. We have so many talented people here in Las Vegas. So you go, you get your degree, and then I don't know. I'm a give back type of person. So just give back and to your town. You know what I mean? So I love that. I love
Yeah,
it.
I'm happy to be home and see where things go. I was really hesitant to come back. I was always like, I'm gonna leave Vegas, never come back. But it's just a completely different city than what it was in 2011. And it also helps, being of age and finally having a little money of my own to step out and enjoy things. So
Yeah.
be home.
And then it's
So out of all the cities that you lived in, which one did you like the best?
Oh, DC.
Okay. DC is cool. I like DC.
Yeah, such a vibe. Everything about it. That was the one I was sad to leave, but it was fine for me. I was paying $2,000 a month for a studio
wow.
apartment, so
Okay.
yeah, it's time to go.
Okay, got it.
So, Deana, my first question is for you. Just how proud of you are, of her, and is she everything that you envisioned that she would be when she was that little girl that I knew in her little plaid outfit in her little private Christian school, and they were very mischievous.
Yeah.
Is she everything that you envisioned for her?
Yes.
Good.
Absolutely. And the
That's
reason
dope.
being is because she always had a lot of personality, always independent, was always determined to have it her way. And but she always had this positive energy. That's the one thing I always knew about, admired about her, was that she was always positive. I mean, even with her friends, you know how girls can be catty with one another. She was never that type of girl. She wanted everybody to be the best, do the best, for everybody to succeed. And that's uncommon. I hate to say it.
I
It's
know.
uncommon in our community, and
Yes, it
especially
is
with
very
Black
much
women.
so.
I don't think we encourage each other enough and support each other enough. But as a young child, that's how she was. So I already knew then she was special, you know.
Yeah.
And they're just always happy, just a happy kid, you know. And so I just knew that she had it in her. And so my goal as a mom was to provide the opportunities for her, so that she could be the best person that she could be. And the one thing that my husband and I we didn't agree on everything, but the one thing we always agreed upon was education. And
Mm-hmm.
we
That's
were
good.
willing to sacrifice whatever we had to do to ensure that they received the best education and the best opportunities, and even just not education, but just sports wise. We exposed them to every sport out there, and then they were able to
That's
choose which
good.
one they wanted to pursue. And especially for a female, I think that's where we lose um, a lot of opportunity for females, is because we always think we put them in a box.
Mm-hmm.
But every opportunity we provided for my son, we provided for Lexa.
Okay.
When it
That's
came to
dope.
sports, even
Yeah.
whatever he did, she did. So there's a lot of competition between them
Still is.
and rivalry. But that was good rivalry and good
Mhm.
competition, because even though they competed against one another, they also supported one another. They were each other's best support system.
That's great.
That's
To
good.
build on that, if you don't mind, this is something that LJ and I had to sit down with our younger cousins about, because we always held each other accountable. We knew the expectations, we knew what our parents needed and wanted from us. So it was our job to keep each other in line and to make sure that we met those expectations. And
Mm-hmm.
I had a cousin who was not struggling in school, but I mean kicking it. We've all been there.
Mm-hmm.
And I just pretty much told the younger cousin, the younger sibling of that cousin, you have to step up. You have to tell him this is what needs to be done. There's no reason your grades are on point and his aren't.
Yeah.
You know,
That's true. That's a good one.
so that's what my brother and I have always done to this day. It's a fun rivalry. We're always always trying to one up.
Want somebody always one up, like, I got you.
Right,
That's
exactly.
neat. That I like that.
It keeps it fun. It keeps it exciting. And it's never hate. If I can help him win in any way or help him exceed, that's what we're gonna do, and vice versa. So
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Well,
That's
I
great.
love it. A little friendly competition and
absolutely.
then accountability. Like that's the best part of that whole thing,
Yeah.
holding each other accountable. That's what this whole thing is all about. And even this whole season that we've had, the Black Girl Magic, and Deana, you're correct. We need to do more as Black women to lift each other up, to support each
Mm-hmm.
other, to want to see everybody win. And I have always been that way. Um, I don't know any other way to be. I'm in competition with no one except for me. You know what I
Except for
mean?
yourself. That's the only person you can compete with.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I just strive to be a better me, every day. So,
Mhm.
um, all right. So Lexa, listen, that's a lot of schooling that you have been through. Okay. So I mean, I guess we kind of have a little idea about how you stayed focused, but how'd you stay focused enough to go from high school to college to law school, moving all around. And law school is no easy task. I know there's a
Mm-mm.
lot of reading, a lot of, studying and remembering different law, everything. So how did you keep all that together? How did you stay that focused?
So going from high school to college, it was the expectation. It was a given. It was never a thought. I mean, every city we would visit for soccer tournaments or whatever when we were younger, or just on our family trips, my parents made it a point to go to the local university.
Oh,
Mm.
And
that's dope.
my parents went to Arizona State, and that's where they met. And
Oh,
that's why we're here.
Aw,
Um,
look. Aw,
they
that's
were
cute.
both involved in a fraternity and a sorority. So we would always go back when we were younger to
Different events.
Just different events that their organizations would host. So that was one. So from day one, I knew college was a given. It wasn't even a thought. Secondly, soccer made it a lot easier for me because I've been playing since I was 3. I played soccer and basketball mainly growing up, but by 8th grade, I had to choose between the two, and I ended up going with soccer because that's when my scholarship letters started rolling in. So towards the end of 8th grade, early 9th grade. So that's why I went with soccer. So once I saw that that was a way for me to potentially pay for my education, I was all in.
Yeah.
So that made it a lot easier, that transition. We left early after high school graduation to report for preseason. So that kind of kept me in too. And it just goes back to that structure. It kept us out of the streets. It kept us focused, kept us around like-minded individuals. So that made it a lot easier as well. And then from undergrad to law school, I guess I didn't really decide until about my junior year. It was always a thought. I remember going to like a career day or take your child to work day, and they would ask, "What do you want to be?" And I would always say an attorney. And I don't know if I really meant it back then, you know.
Yeah.
But my brother set the tone with his PhD. And he has a PhD in biomedical engineering. So when he did that, I was like, okay, it goes back to this competition. Let
me one up them.
Exactly. So, because I was just like, I can't be the loser child. I didn't know it was.
I like that. I like your motivation.
That's what it was. And that's why I give my brother so much credit for my success, because he laid the blueprint. It was just him constantly just leveling up, just topping the last achievement, the last accomplishment. And for that, to have that and to follow behind that, it was pressure, but it was motivating.
Yeah.
So I knew soccer was coming to an end. And like I said, I've been playing since I was 3. I was 24, 25 at the time. So I was like, what's next? You
Right.
know? I knew I had to continue my education because I just wasn't really willing to start from the bottom at that time. I had a degree in mass communications, and I knew I would have to grind before I saw a salary or anything that would, in the results, yes, that I would be comfortable with. So I was like, what's next? What's next? My mom has always been in the legal field. I know it was a dream of hers to go to law school. So it just naturally kind of evolved into that. And they helped me with my LSAT prep, everything. My first LSAT score was just garbage, horrible. I didn't get into a single law school. That was very humbling. I think that was the first time that I actually felt that I failed at something.
You didn't fail. That wasn't failure.
And so I had to regroup. My parents paid like $5,000 in a month for a private tutor.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a blessing, one, that they were in a position to be able to do that. They were working 2-3 jobs each just to get me through club soccer in high school, and then to assist with our, education in college. So they invested in me then. And at that moment, I was like, I got to do this. Because, I mean, the biggest thing for me was my fear of failing, especially when I had no reason to. My parents completely did everything. They set us up. There was no reason to fail. And really, honestly, the lifestyle. We were spoiled. I want to travel, and I'm just being real about it. A check has always kept me motivated. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think you just have to keep things in perspective. God first, family second, education third, and then the check after that. So, but that's honestly what kept me motivated. And I think a lot of times people, the word fear has a negative connotation to it. And I don't think it should. It's a natural emotion, a natural feeling that we have. I think what makes it negative is our response to it. So we have to find a way to turn that into a positive. And what I felt that I did. So
Right. Right.
sorry, I just kind of went on,
So
but
No, it sounds to me that you were very focused, and that you just went in there and did your thing. You know,
Mhm.
you knew what you had to do.
Absolutely.
And thank God that you had the support system
Yes,
with your
absolutely.
parents and your brother, you
Mhm.
know, to keep you going and push you to the level that you are currently at, you know? So God
And
is good.
all that I've accomplished thus far is as big of an accomplishment for them as it is for me, because it was
Yeah.
absolutely a team effort. And even you, Trish, don't act like you didn't play a part in this, but you've known me since the age of 4 or 5. And even throughout life, you've helped me in so many ways, just always being there to reach out to if I needed to talk or whatever. But
Mhm.
especially through this law school thing, I mean, for my character and fitness, anything I needed, you're a phone call away, and you always showed up and showed out. So I appreciate you for that.
Thank you. Thank you.
So thank
That
you
that is definitely I do live to inspire others. I
absolutely
really do
for that.
because I literally had to grab pieces from different people growing up to be me. So I just try to give as much as I can. So thank you. I appreciate that. Deana, what I know that you've poured education and structure into Lexa, but what else have you poured into her? Like, what do you think are some things that stuck with her that she has, you know, basically instilled in her to make her the person she is today?
I'm curious about this response because I but go ahead.
Well, I think first and foremost is just being open and honest. Because I grew up in a generation where there was kid business and there was adult
Grown
Hmm.
business. Grown,
Hmm.
grown folk business.
Yeah.
A lot of information wasn't shared. It wasn't
Hmm.
passed on. It was secret. There were a lot of secrets in the, there was,
Yeah.
yeah, there was just no communication. And I just always said that when I became a parent, I wanted to be open with my children
Hmm.
and especially with my daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I wanted to have a strong Black,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and so I just made sure from day one there were no secrets.
Yeah.
What I experienced, what went on in the household,
Hmm.
my kids knew about it.
Yeah.
Whether it was financial struggles,
Yes, yes,
Hmm.
personal struggles, whatever it was, this was a family effort.
Yeah.
All
Mm-hmm.
of this together. But most importantly for her is she had to know that you have to hold your own. You have to
Hmm.
be, it's
Yeah.
good when you have a partner and you have a husband or a spouse, but
Hmm.
that's not always the case. And so, and even when it is the case, you still need to
You
be an
still gotta
independent
be.
woman. You need
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
hold your own. You don't need to be dependent upon anybody. Um, and when you come together collectively, it just builds an empire. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the one main thing I tried to instill was just being open, being honest, being supportive. I tried to support her. It was always positivity
Hmm.
with both of the children, but it was like,
criticism too.
yeah, well, and then it wasn't warranted. It wasn't like you're always a winner. We didn't, we,
Right.
if there was something that wasn't right, we let you know it wasn't right, or that we
Yeah.
expect more from you. But most importantly, like I said, with Black women, we have to support each other. We have to just praise each other,
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what I tried to do for her. It's like, you're beautiful,
Nice.
always,
Yeah.
smart,
Mm-hmm.
you know, there's nothing that you can't achieve.
Hmm.
And then for us, we knew, both my husband and I, we knew because we weren't able to pursue the higher education.
Hmm.
And so because we started our family, and then once we had our family, we both said they're priority.
Yeah.
No longer about us,
Mm-hmm.
about them and what we have to do to make life good for them. So we stopped, with the bachelor's degree, but we knew from our work experiences that they needed to pursue higher degrees.
Hmm.
And so
Yeah.
that's why we always said, you have to go on. And we're willing to help you as long as you stay in school. We will do whatever it takes to help you get to that next level.
They did that.
And so, but like for her, it's just really just instilling that self-confidence.
Yeah.
Just knowing, just know who you are and whose
Who
you
you
are.
are.
I
Yeah.
always say that. Know who you are and whose you are. You belong to God first and foremost, and then you know who you are. You know what I mean? You have to know, and because nobody should be able to tell you who you are.
Yeah, yeah.
Nobody. You can say that one more time. Nobody should be able to tell you. Some people need to hear that. Somebody needed that today.
Yes, nobody should be able to tell you who you are.
Yes.
They can't define you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's not for them to do, and you should not receive that
Hey,
from anybody.
Can I add?
you have went to church on them. Amen.
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 I just want to add to some things that, can I do that, Trish? I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
of course.
Chiming in, it wasn't even my question. Sorry. But just some things that I think she instilled in me. Confidence, she touched on. Pride in class. Class being at the top of my list. I mean, I think I had the best of both worlds. I had my dad, who was a little edgier, which I absolutely love. I needed that. But my mom was just the complete opposite, super classy, super proper. And that's something I saw in Michelle Obama as well.
Yes.
And she's second to moms. She's second to moms. But I mean, that's everything. I mean, the Obamas came in, they set the tone, and we have to meet that. We have to live up to that. So that was that.
And that's one of the things, real quick. I always said there, you have to be a lady. You know, I just never believed in just falling for everything and just going along with everything. Set yourself aside and be a lady first, and people respect that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think that's what we're lacking now. Is like anything goes, everything goes.
Really?
You need to be a lady.
I'm sorry. People just be out here doing
No,
anything.
you're right. And there are boundaries. You know, there are things that, like, you have to stand for something, because if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. So
Yes.
yeah. Well, I will say, Deana, you have done a wonderful job. Everything that you intended, everything you poured into her, it definitely shows. She's such an inspiration. She really is. I'm in awe, actually, of their whole friend circle. I mean, I know, you know, some went different ways or whatever, but for the most part, there's some amazing young women. And I'm so excited to see, like, what you guys do in this world, you know?
And especially in this community, because they have the potential to really make a difference in this community.
You're
and
right.
I think that's why we've all stayed so close. We don't talk every day or get to see each other as much as, you know, we would like. But I was at La Brea's last night.
Okay.
I'm so proud of her. From her career to her vision to the home, she's just absolutely doing it. And to see my friends leveling up like they are, so inspiring, and it keeps me on my P's and Q's. So
yeah,
good.
Good. Iron sharpens iron. So
yeah,
They say surround yourself around like-minded people.
Right.
So, Lexa, so I know that you're currently an attorney in the juvenile court system.
Yes.
Do you have any other aspirations, or I mean, what other kind of law do you want to dabble into, or is the youth like the thing for you?
This has always been my passion. Like you said, there's been so many people who've helped us get to where we are. So my main goal is giving back to my community, especially since I'm home. So giving back to the community in which I was raised. But I think the best time I had and what really made this my passion was when I was in DC. I had just passed the bar exam, but I still couldn't find a job. So I started substitute teaching. And that experience was everything to me. It was the most fun I've had in a long time. So once I got
grade?
Oh gosh, everything.
Okay.
Really?
I did literally from pre-K to 12.
Wow.
Pre-K to 12.
Okay.
And I like I mean, high school was a little too grown for me, you know. Can't tell them anything, but The young ones, definitely elementary school is my favorite, but that entire experience is what molded me for where I am now. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I must say that I'm very happy that that is your passion. With we were talking earlier about um, Ahmad. I don't know if you guys. I know you've been following that story,
Mhm,
but
absolutely.
um, with so many African American people, youth, even being in the criminal justice system, I'm so proud that you're in there representing, you know what I mean? So
Absolutely.
how important is that to you as an African American woman, that you're in there representing your people?
For one, like you said, representing us, and I think we have to keep that in mind in everything that we do, both at work and in our personal lives. Because anything we do outside of work can come up, and it's a representation of us as a community. And
Mhm.
that's just what it is. It's never just on you as an individual. We have to make sure that we're representing those who look like us and those who are coming behind us in a good light. Secondly, I think it's important that, especially where I am, that these kids are seeing a Black female in this position.
Mhm.
And knowing that whatever mistake you may have made that got you here, or whatever situation, whatever your family's dynamic is, that you can overcome this and be in my same position. So just being in a position where I can affect change and really reach back, it means the world to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's dope.
Good. It is. I love that. Um, So, Deana, who are some of your heroes? I know you mentioned your parents, which I think they did an awesome job, but do you have any other heroes that you like to, give credit for you being you?
Um, Mainly it's been family,
Yeah.
honestly. Because I've never really looked up to professionals or ball players or
Celebrities.
celebrities or anything like that.
Hmm.
But my mother-in-law,
Mm.
Pearl, she was a
Mm,
huge inspiration because
yeah.
we were young when
Yeah.
when we married, and I moved away from my family. So she was here to kind of help guide me here in Vegas. And of course, I was making the phone calls to my mom, but having somebody here
Can
to
you believe this? Believe me, I got married early too, so I know.
Yep, you already know.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, she was a huge inspiration. And, but I think more importantly, just we were always a really close knit family.
Yeah.
And so we just,
Mhm.
I mean, everything we did as a family. I mean, even when my son played soccer before she started soccer, and we would travel as a family. I mean, just because she wasn't playing, she still went with us.
Mhm.
Hmm.
It was
Mhm.
always the whole family was together. We never left any child behind.
Yeah.
We were
Yeah.
always together as a family. So we always had debates as families. Like we'd be in the hotel room debating. You know, we drive through neighborhoods. I remember being in what was it? Where Tom liked to go. Newport Beach.
Oh yeah.
Newport Beach. We would drive the coast. And we've always been big dreamers
Mhm.
because I believe in dreaming. I mean, to me, God puts everything on this earth
Hmm.
for our enjoyment.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
the word says, seek ye first, and then all else will be added. You
Hmm.
know, seek ye first
Mhm.
the kingdom of God, and all else will be added. So God created this for our enjoyment and for
Hmm.
our benefit, but we have to put things in order. You know, there's nothing wrong with dreaming big. And I think a lot of
Nothing
times,
at all.
even as Christians, there's always this guilt put on you about like, oh, well, you shouldn't want the big house, or you shouldn't want the fancy
Hmm.
car, or you shouldn't want, material things. But that's not God created it.
Yeah.
All of it
Yes,
was created by Him. So I
Right.
I
want,
concur. Look, I concur.
you know, that was always my perspective. And so, just back to your question, it's just really just feeding off of each other.
That's
That's always
good.
been my inspiration.
Yeah.
My husband, we were told complete opposites,
Hmm.
but when we came together, we were able to do big things.
Yeah.
His
That's dope.
weaknesses, were my strengths and vice versa. My strengths were his weaknesses.
Right.
So we always were able to pull it together. So I just think, I mean, even him being an inspiration to me, because he was always there for me. He was always supportive. He always supported our children. Our children always came first. I always joke that, you know how they say, God first, and then like
husband or wife.
Right.
For both of us, it was the children.
Them kids.
Yeah. You know, so
I thought that was normal for people to say they kids after God, but people was like, no. I was like, oh, I just thought if
It's
you married
supposed to
somebody for
be
9 months, that they would come before. I'm just
Exactly.
saying.
it's
I don't know.
supposed to be the spouse, but
I don't have any kids, so I don't know, and I'm not married, so I don't know.
But I'm not offended, like for him saying, you know, putting the kids before me, or now he wasn't putting the kids before him, because it was for a common goal of lifting them up to be the best that they can be. Because to me, once you have children, your goals are set aside. Lexa mentioned earlier that I had a dream of going to law school, and I did. And so what happened was we got married in Phoenix, moved here, and I applied to law school. But at the time, there was no law school here. So I was accepted to California Western School of Law. And I was going to have to commute, but I had my son. So I called my mother and I told her this. And she told me something that was the best thing she ever told me. She's like, you don't leave your family.
Yeah.
For nothing. You know, you don't leave your husband, you don't leave your child. And so that was the end of that.
Yeah.
And by the time, you know, the law school came here, you know, I'm so deep into my career at this point and helping them out and all of that. It was like, okay, that's okay. I'm focused now on other things.
Yeah.
But her telling me that was the best thing she did, because I didn't know any better. I'm 24 years old, you know, just thinking about my, you know, me.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, but she set me straight. Like,
good.
So those sort of things. And that's the same, you know, it's important. So again, parents, and we were fortunate, I know, to have, you know, my parents there, and, but each other, we really just built our lives around each other. And then again, of course, we couldn't do any of this without the grace of God.
Right.
You know, and him first in our life. And we did. I mean, my kids always went to Sunday school. They always went to church. That was the first thing we did when we moved here, is we looked for a church home together, my husband and I together, and found a church home and chose one that really had a strong connection with the youth. And that's why we chose the church that we went to, because they had a really strong youth program.
Gotcha.
You know, so that's
good. Lexa, your heroes.
I will start with, of course, my parents. They've always gone above and beyond for us. I remember during the 08-09 recession, and I wasn't aware of like the full extent of everything, but I know we came into some financial hardship. And they were like always open and honest. Like I said, we didn't know everything, but we knew what we needed to know. And I just remember my dad, I don't know if you remember his old, his 1982 Chevy truck, the white one, the old school.
I do.
Yeah. And I mean, he's had that since before I was born. But when times got hard, he was willing to sell that truck. Because the money, he sold his truck. My mom sold all her bags, her Chanel bag.
Look at how she said her Chanel bag.
So, but I mean, just their willingness to do those things to provide for our family. Like, I won't say I don't know. Just their willingness to do that. Knit the world. It still sticks with me. I still plan to get my dad his truck one day. Because of that. But even with my soccer dues, soccer's an expensive sport. I mean, you guys are paying what, maybe $15,000 a year, if you had to guess.
Yeah, between that and
all the travel.
When
I say they didn't miss a game, even in college, they didn't miss a game. Either they were there or they were streaming it online. So all those things will always stick with me. Their willingness to work 2-3 jobs to pay my soccer fees. So like people think, and it's a big accomplishment to get a full ride for soccer. But my parents paid my tuition up front through those club soccer. So them for one, my grandmother, Pearl, who passed, we lost her a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But to see where she brought our family, I'm not even sure if my grandmother had a high school education. I don't think she did.
Mm-hmm.
But for her to accomplish what she accomplished is
Yeah.
just, I mean, amazing to me. And for her to raise my dad for a while as a single parent before she married my grandfather, who stepped in and did an amazing job and is still here for us to this day. Just, that's my favorite person.
Mm-hmm.
But just to see where she brought our family, for LJ and I and our cousins to have achieved what we've achieved, from her, who didn't even have a high school education, is absolutely, or a high school degree, diploma.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. And then like I said, my brother, he set the tone. He still holds me accountable. He still has great expectations for me. He's constantly pushing me to want more and do more. So I think those.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so I know you don't have kids, but who you gonna pass the torch to, Lexa?
Tell us somebody. You'll find somebody, girl. It ain't no.
Are kids in the
Tell you
works?
that. Look.
Anywhere?
Definitely not in the works. I don't know. I think growing up, I never really desired to be a mother. And I
Okay.
say this in it's joking, but it's kind of I just always saw myself as this super rich, super fire aunt,
Okay.
Lexa, I love you. I love all of you right now. Okay, you speaking to me.
Pick them up in the Porsche, drop them off in the Porsche.
Do you think it's baby family? I'm starting to think it'd be them babies that don't want the kids. Like you be like, no, everybody else have kids. I'm okay.
Exactly. So I knew my brother always would have a family. I mean, we've known this. Family. Absolutely. But I don't know, Trish. I will never say never. We've had these discussions. If I come across the right guy and he desires that, I will absolutely be open to it, especially if my finances and everything are in line.
Yeah.
But I would never say never. I think I would be a good mom. I think I would.
You will.
I will figure it out. I'll figure it out.
I think you do great. You have way too many things inside of you not to be. So.
Yeah. So I have some pretty good examples around me. So I think I could figure it out. But right now, no. I mean,
good.
No.
Yeah. So
but I have my niece, I'm sorry, G.
So okay.
That's who we're trying to pass the torch to.
Got it. And she looks so much like you when you were her age.
LJ hates that.
Really? Why?
He talks so much about my forehead being big when I was little. Now he has it, but it's fine. I mean, we're smart girls. The brain's big.
The brain's big.
But no, that's my twin. Her personality, just like me. She's everything. I adore that little girl. And then I have another niece or nephew on the way. We don't know yet.
Cool.
Are they gonna find out? They're gonna do the reveal?
No,
thing?
they didn't find out with G either. They just waited until birth. So
okay.
I'm too nosy. That would drive me nuts. Oh my gosh. I'd be like, no, I gotta know.
I would need to know.
Yeah.
I'll be like, can y'all get the sonogram done and just give me the ultrasound? I'll be okay with that.
Yeah. You didn't find out either, did you?
No, we didn't find out with either one.
Yeah.
Oh,
wow.
So are y'all like, oh my God?
I think we're hoping for a boy. Just
a boy.
Have G, and then my brother's a junior, so a third would be cool. Super cool.
Okay.
Oh, that would be cool. You guys gonna call him Trey?
Yeah.
No, because my son is the second, and if I ever had another son, which I am not ever, but if I did, I was gonna name him the third, and he was gonna be called Trey.
Right, I do like that. I like that. We just haven't thought that far. But another Leopold scares me a bit. I'm already dealing with two. But a third, that would be cool. But I think at the end of the day, we don't really care.
No, just a healthy.
Yeah. Well, good. Well, how are you guys dealing with this COVID? How has it affected you guys personally? And I know Mother's Day just passed. How'd you guys deal with that?
Just been more homebodies.
Okay.
Yeah,
Which
'cause-
isn't a problem though, because I think
No.
we're naturally that.
yeah.
So,
Okay.
mhm.
The only struggle for us is we do like to wine and dine.
Yeah. But they're back open now.
Yeah.
So are you guys
Not yet.
Not
okay?
yet.
Not
But
ready.
we don't cook like that. That's never been our thing. So we are super big on eating out. So that was kind of an adjustment.
Mhm.
But I think overall it was good for us. I mean, of course, we're concerned about the economy and our jobs and what's going to
Yes.
happen, because every day you just don't know.
Right.
No.
Uncertainty can be a little uncomfortable at times, but I think overall for like our mental health, our physical health,
Oh, definitely.
it was just much needed. We've been working out a lot more,
Good.
Oh,
eating
good.
a little better since we're forced to kind of,
Yes.
whip something up. But it's been good, and especially for me, sorry to take over, but for me, I think coming out of 2 bar exams and law school, which was 3 years, I needed it. I needed it. I
Mhm.
needed
It
this
was a
break.
blessing.
Yes. So it was a
In
nice,
disguise.
and we worked
Yeah.
from home. Things, of course, were a lot slower because the courts and stuff were closed, but
Mhm.
um, it was much needed, I think.
And
It
more
was good.
family time. We
Yes.
have spent
Yeah.
time together as a family. So that's been nice.
Yeah. So we would watch
That's good.
G every Tuesday and Thursday, so that was fun.
Yeah.
Because of that, she's like obsessed with me. Would you agree?
Mhm.
She said,
Oh
would you
God.
agree?
Trish, this is my dream. I'm living my
She is.
dreams. Everywhere I go,
I get it.
it's like I
Yeah.
can't do anything, but I love it. So
Yes.
that's fun.
Good.
Mhm.
Good. Good. Well, I know that we only have a few more minutes. I want to respect your guys' time. I truly, truly appreciate you guys coming out here and talking to me and Cousin Mo. As we wrap up season 5, you guys have been so awesome, just so magical, really. What message would you guys have w- would you give to, just some other magical Black women and girls
Mhm.
today?
I like that. You want to go or me?
You start.
I think for me, the biggest thing is just your work ethic and your grind, because that's what's gotten me here.
Mhm.
I think up until law school, and no, I'll take that back. Let me back up. I struggled with reading my entire life.
Mm.
Academically, early on, I didn't really kind of figure that out until high school. But reading to this day, I still struggle with my reading. And people don't believe me because what I do as a career. But I just want people to know that, it shouldn't hold you back.
Mhm.
And my parents caught that early on, that I was struggling with reading, and they went above and beyond in providing me the resources to better myself. But that's just going to always be a weakness for me. And
Mhm.
going into law school, I knew that. So I had to put in significantly more hours than my study group members. So just overcoming that and knowing that anything is possible, you just have to really dedicate yourself to it, put in that time, and just go get it.
Mhm.
I love that. I
I do
really
too.
do.
Mhm.
Because people would think that, oh yeah, she's just this person, but to highlight your weakness
Yeah.
and push through. I love that. I love
Yeah.
that.
And I think that's really what got me here, was my work ethic, because like I said, I knew that. I don't know. I struggled, but I knew going into law school, I had to, my fear of failing. I was like, I got to figure this out. So just really grinding and putting in those hours. And I knew I had to do something to separate myself. I wasn't naturally as gifted as these people. Like I said, my LSAT score was not good. Coming in off of that rejection kind of was in the back of my mind, as far as not getting accepted initially into law school.
Mhm.
I knew I had to do something to separate myself. And I can honestly say, I don't know many who outworked me in law school. I just cannot name a person. And that's what I prided myself on. And to this day, I still carry that with me, because I think you're always going to kind of doubt yourself at times. I think that's human nature.
Mhm.
And I'm not ashamed to say that. But yeah, I have to over prepare for everything, and that's the approach I take.
I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. Deana, do you have a message you'd like to give?
Yes. I think just being committed to whatever it is you choose to do, because the thing is everybody has their own path to take, and there's no right or wrong. But my thing is once you choose something, just be committed to it. Be willing to sacrifice, make the sacrifices it takes to be successful in whatever you choose. And just stay focused. I mean, I think that's where we just get sidetracked so easily, with things around us. But if you could just stay focused and committed to what you do. I'm just getting ready to retire. And after 30 years on my job, and people like, gosh, you've been on a job 30 years? Yes, because once I signed on for it, my commitment,
Right.
and that's your means to an end, So, and if you know that you've got to take care of responsibilities, I always prided myself on the fact that I wasn't the one to call into work, calling out. My husband never.
She said never.
I get on her about that because I am, and I think millennials in general are big on work-life balances. And I stress that to her. I'm like, you're going to work yourself to death. But honestly, seeing that has been inspiring and motivating, and following behind her in this career and now working for the county. She set the tone. Like, you're Deana Green's daughter. You better come with it. These are the expectations. So no, I will say they never called into work. They didn't play when it came to school. Like, you don't feel good? Are you sure? Like,
are you sure? Huh? Like, let me see. Look, let me see your face. Feeling all. Yeah, you going to school? Go on and get up.
Perfect attendance.
Yes, we did. They didn't
But
play.
yeah, because there's no room for excuses. I mean, we know what we're facing. We know what it is. And as Black women, again, let's support each other. Let's encourage each other. Let's lift each other up, pull each other up wherever we can. But most importantly, we need to do our part. Forget the excuses. We know what needs to be done. And so just do it.
Right.
If you're
whatever
willing,
it takes.
whatever it takes.
Well, let me just tell you, what a way to wrap up our Black Girl Magic season. You guys are so awesome. You guys are amazing. You guys are inspiring. I hope that somebody listens to this and, decides to pursue something and sticks with it, stays focused, and doesn't make up any excuses and just does it. So I love that. I love the supporting of each other. I love the whole family aspect. I love it. So thank you for being here. Thank you
for having us.
Season 5. S.H.E family, we will see you in season 6 sometime. We need a rest.
Yes. Also, Trish, I love the show. I love what you're doing. I love your messages. It's what we needed. So thank you.
Thank you.
And Cousin Mo,
thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All right.